caught the stupid fucking YouTube part, but I don't care because YouTube's fucking stupid. Yeah, still fucking not working. Okay. Whatever. It can go fuck itself. How's it going, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Pre-stream chat. About to get underway. It's not going to be a long episode today because I do have a show over at the House of Blues that has a, like, rehearsal run-through type of thing that I got to go to. It's not going to be, like, a short episode, but we're going to try to keep it at a slow time. Or, we're gonna try to keep it short. Thank you, Misty, behind me. All right, just promoting it on the Facebooks. Oh, I forgot to put some music. Well.
Ralphie, speak. Ralphie.
No. Don't get the dog all riled up, please. Last thing I need is him coming over here when we're trying to do the episode.
He licking his wiener, that's all.
Alright. So yeah, Ralphie update. He's licking his wiener.
He's being Ralphie.
That is the daily Ralphie update. Right there. Let's put some Ralphie emotes in the chat. Misty is putting on her makeup, so I guess we'll start the show either at 5 or when Misty is done with her makeup.
I'm just gonna get coffee and then I'm done. You want coffee?
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the effects of the
Okay.
The last pot of coffee you made. You gotta trim that down. I'm gonna have a stroke.
I put...
What's the
Oh, Wesley just posted a status about Dark Phoenix.
Oh, Puns posted a status about Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
We just have, I think we just have bots in the chat. And they're not as talkative as I want them to be. write the Twitter, and then my personal Facebook. Ben's in the Instagram, and I'll post in our Discord, but I'm not going to go from Discord to Discord. Whatever. Oh, no, that's fine. I fucking hate when I put typos in the... Whatever. Put a fucking typo in there. Well, just got Dark Phoenix. Misty literally just mentioned 2 minutes ago that you had a status about Dark Phoenix. One headline, one review headline that I read was, well, that was that. And it's been my favorite review ever. What did you think, Puns? Because we're not going to talk about it today. It's going to be kind of a short show because I got to go over to the House of Blues. Even though I have a show at 9, I got to run through at 7, like an actual professional run through. I think we're doing I think we're doing it in one of the main rooms at House of Blues. Which, by the way, if anyone suffers from anxiety or depression, never, ever be a live performer. I enjoyed it more than I thought it would. I read it was worse than X3, and I was like, how do you get worse than Furry Frasier? So I'm thinking that it might be, that the negative reviews might be a little bit over-exaggerated. I'm thinking. Because, to me, it's really hard to be worse than X3. Like, it's hard to make a good X-Men movie. But it's definitely hard to have something worse than X3. I partially, it was, for me, that was like a kind of far-fetched headline to me. Three minutes, sweetie, or whenever you're done with your makeup. Oh, it might be worse than X3? Really?
Oh, wow.
Huh. Furry Frasier. What's up, Exterminate? So, earlier this week we said we'd have a late nerd alert, and then I think we said we'd have an early nerd alert. So what ended up happening was like, my brain and the problems that go on in my brain stalled us from what we were supposed to do.
I'm sitting on your phone, okay.
Sit on my phone, it doesn't matter. It's so fucking broke. But anyway, so normal nerd alert. However, we're gonna try to keep the, not too quick, but it's not gonna be a 2-hour episode because I've got a show at House of Blues and I gotta go do a rehearsal run through and all that. Really professional, way too professional for what I do, but very professional shit. Shit. Instagram and we'll post on our Discord. We'll post. Ooh, okay. How you been, Exterminate? How you doing, Puns? But I would go as far as say it was better than Captain Marvel. See, but I don't think, I think of Captain Marvel as, like, okay. I didn't think it was worse than X3. So, like, the distinction there, I don't know. I'll wait till it comes out on PlayStation. I'm not gonna spend, like, movie theater money. I'll just rent it on PlayStation when it comes out for, like, the $3 or $4 or maybe $5 that it cost. But, we do have a Swamp Thing review today. And we haven't actually watched it because the link that Dead World sent us, I can't get it working. We do plan on watching it though, but we got a little funny. It's gonna be more. You'll see. We also have a full season 5 review try to keep it spoiler free, of Good Omens and Black Mirror. And then we're going to talk a little bit about all the pre-E3 stuff happening. But the Pokemon Sword and Shield trailer did drop. We're going to be looking at that, analyzing that, and just whatever else we can fucking get out, wrap up. It's going to be a fun show today.
Sorry, I'm posting.
My phone is so fucked. My phone is so fucked. Pre-3, you could say. Hey! Pre-3. Yes, we're going to do a pre-3 segment. I like that.
Pre-3.
I'm literally just waiting for the Square Enix press conference. That's it. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Marvel Avengers game. That's all I care about. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's other things at E3 that, like, intrigue me. But man, am I so hyped for I mean, we all know how hyped I am for Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I also want a Marvel Avengers game, or just a Marvel game in general. And don't get me wrong, I love it, but I want something more. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, those mechanics, don't get me wrong, love the games, but I want like a serious open world RPG type of Marvel game. And I'm hoping Square Enix provides that.
Is our internet, like, I don't know, either my Facebook app's being stupid or something. Because this is, I'm just trying to post the link. That's it.
We are just, I threw my phone across the room today. I did that.
That's a thing.
That's a thing I do. Because it was like fucked in the first place, but it's really hard to navigate through my phone. And now it's doing this new thing. Y'all don't even want to know. Dead World, what's up? I don't know. I'm going to try to get that link working. I tried everything. Maybe it's just as simple as like not clicking it, but copy and pasting and putting it into Google. I don't know, because we really do. We want to watch the first episode of Swamp Thing, because now my interest is piqued.
I realized that the chick from Gotham's in that.
Oh, that could only mean bad things.
Chick who plays Sophia. So she was in what season of Gotham was it? Season 4?
Yeah. It was season 4 of Gotham. Okay, we got the Instagram, just post on Discord. Thank you guys so much for joining right now and getting this chat going. Yeah. One thing I'd like to ask, and I don't know how we do this, I've been trying to break that 15 people chatting in the chat at the same time thing. We actually got to 14 one time.
Well,
but I want that achievement. I don't care about bits or donations. I want achievements that mean nothing. I posted some news about Swamp Thing in the Discord.
Nice.
Let's go read it right now. Why not? We'll read it, and then we'll bring it up. Open and incognito. That's exactly what I was going to try. Dead World. So, yeah, we'll definitely do that when we get back from House of Blues. Where did you post the news? In your Discord?
Sorry, I need to get off my phone.
Oh, no, you're fine. We're going to start here a couple minutes. You know, we try to start at 5, but, you know, we're a couple minutes late, whatever. I believe that we'll have the show done today in a timely fashion, and then I can take a shower and stress the fuck out about the show tonight, and then I'll do good, and then we'll come home, and then we'll watch Swamp Thing, and then I'm going to do an Insomniac stream of the new Destiny content, which is really, really good. But, you know, it's Destiny 2. It's not bad. It's very atmospheric. Okay. It's in Stream Links. I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is? The shower is important. It really is. And plus, I'm on, like, a variety show.
The atmospheric, is he talking about Dark Phoenix? Or...
No, I think he's talking about Swamp Thing.
Oh.
I think he's talking about... He might be talking about... If it's better than Captain Marvel, but worse than X3, that's just weird to me. I have to see this. She's never seen X3.
No, I don't remember if I've seen X3.
X3 is like the Street Fighter movie. It's like grab some popcorn, get ready to laugh.
I know that I've seen X1 and X2, but I barely remember them. So, I mean, it was one of those, like, pretty sure I was in college at the time, so I didn't have
You were
time.
in college?
Yeah, wasn't it like
I
the
was a
early
freshman.
early 2000s?
Yeah, I was like a freshman in high
I
school.
graduated high school in 2002.
What a pedophile. Look at her.
What the crap are you talking about? You look older than I do, so there you go.
X3 is better than people give it credit. Furry Fraser. Furry Fraser. I'm just kidding. No, it's a different director, different writers. I just think the way X2 ended, X3 should have been, it's in Stream Share. I don't know what that is.
We can worry about that later.
You gotta help me navigate Dead World. I'll message you tonight when we're back from House of Blues, and you can help me navigate to it. Sweetie, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm pretty ready.
I'm ready.
I know, I want to hit a button, but at the same time, I also kind of want the partially decaf coffee. So here's what we're gonna hit him with the intro. Couple of show ads. There's a new episode of Crowd's Fault right now on YouTube. We're already catching shit because it's about fake service dogs. Go check it out. We're already catching hell. I knew we'd catch hell for it, and I want to do an episode where we partially caught hell and partially people would be like, yeah, service dogs. Let's hit him with the intro, an ad for Crowd's Fault, Nerd Alert, boom. We'll get into it. Guys, welcome. I'm Dan.
Misty.
This is Red Nebula Pictures. It's Friday. It's 5. It's time for some Nerd Alert. I gotta do it better than that. That's so douchey. What do you think?
I love it. What does this have to do with our show, though?
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with it. He owes me money.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think about Endgame. I don't care.
Hello. I don't know why I try to hide my mental health problems when it's clear out of what I write with the Crowd's Fault sketch. It's very clear I have issues. So new Crowd's Fault up with me and Jake Pinkerton.
Oh my gosh.
The Dallas Observer today called him Pinkerton, and I haven't been able to let it go. It was so funny.
I think if you're a fan of Weezer, it's a compliment.
If you are, yeah, but Jake is not. No, I'm kidding.
But Pinkerton is their most underrated album
It
because
is.
it's darker, and I like it.
All right.
So I mean,
Full analysis.
We've all. No. Wasn't there like a Saturday Night Live sketch?
Yes, where they're
About
talking
that?
about Weezer. Dead World loves Pinkerton. Yeah, it's a very good Weezer
we gotta
album.
post that on our Facebook.
We do,
The
yeah.
Saturday
we gotta,
Night Live
we're-
sketch?
Well, yeah. Let's share that sketch on the
Yeah.
Nerd Alert Facebook. 'Cause that is very funny. We're big. We met Weezer.
We
We're
did.
never going to another concert.
We kind of we kind of had a bad experience. We paid for a meet and greet. Was it like 2 summers ago?
Yeah.
And it was really hot. We got there early. We waited in line to get in for an hour.
One band member smiled. No, we weren't even. I mean, we waited in line for an hour, but we were like maybe like 11th or 12th in line.
But anyway,
Pinkerton is my 3rd favorite album of all time. I love how a typo.
I love it.
A typo on Jake's name gets us talking about Reese.
But long story short,
Too late.
there was a meet and greet. There was a meet and greet, and the only band member that said a word to us was the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my god, I'm geeking out. But because it was so quiet in there, I didn't say it loudly. I said it very quietly. And I didn't have a good time. The energy wasn't good.
And here's the thing, and in the concert, and this was the funny thing. So there's 2 meet and greets because Weezer was headlining and Panic at the Disco was opening. Now at the time, I hadn't heard Panic at the Disco's current stuff, but we all remember Panic at the Disco from I Write Sins Not Tragedies, whatever. So we're in this line for Weezer, and we walk up to Weezer, and there's low energy, and it's just like, again, one person smiled, and then we look over at I look over at the Panic at the Disco line, and it looks like the most fun ever. Like, Brandon Urie's got his shirt off, and he's just like freaking, and it's just like, I wanted to be in that line. Anyway, so today's show, like I said in the pre-stream trap, we're not going to try and make it 2 hours. Got stuff to do today, but there will be Insomniac stream tonight. Let's just kick it off. Let's kick it off because last week we did. I like it when we show a trailer to something that just comes out, and you can check it out immediately. And I'll be damned if this isn't a nerd alert first. In the 3 seasons we've been doing this show, we showed a trailer last week for Swamp Thing. It literally came out the day we were doing Nerd Alert. Well, we've got a Swamp Thing review.
Yeah.
It requires nothing from us. Just, here's our review expressed. Maybe we thought that would be funny. I think we were the only ones who thought that was funny.
That is it.
But we think it's really funny. So it's not really a review. It's a review of DC overall as a company. Now, there are many rumors as to why it got canceled. I read so much as production issues, North Carolina budget, North Carolina law, creative differences. It doesn't matter what you believe. The fact of the matter is, this is just another example of DC fucking up. I mean, that's what it is. That's why, I mean, you can say, hey, Doom Patrol's good. I mean, that's opinion. You can say Titans is good. I don't know who says that. But, I mean, we look at the live-action movies and how little they do. And then we look at the CW shows, and, like, the CW shows start off good, and then boom. And this is just another thing.
I think it has to do with money. Is a big deal, because you have to keep your quality, producers and writers and creatives on the show, in order to keep up with that quality. And, you got to have showrunners that know what's going on.
Yeah. Again, hey!
Ghostly Avery, who dat?
Ghostly Avery.
Do we know Ghostly Avery?
I don't, well, sweetie, I don't know anybody named Ghostly.
But I have a friend named Avery. A
Oh.
coworker named Avery, so it could be.
I thought she was about to say, I have a friend
Avery?
named Ghostly. And I was like, oh God, Misty's crazy. She sees ghosts. That's what.
Avery, if it's you, chime in.
Ghostly Avery.
Anyway,
If it's not the
sweet.
Avery that Misty knows, then fine. Welcome. I'm Dan. This is Misty. This is Nerd Alert. Bada bing. The CGI was good. I'm excited to watch. Oh, you do. It is Avery.
Sweet.
Well, thank you for the follow.
Sweet.
You will never miss an episode, Avery. So Swamp Thing, we'll watch it when we get back from House of Blues. Dead World, I'll put the link in an incognito tab. Thank you so much for providing the episode of Swamp Thing. But, I mean, we showed the trailer last week, and I wasn't saying it looked good just so our episode wouldn't get pulled from YouTube. Yeah, I'm still mad about that, CBS.
I was interested because I like the horror element of it.
The horror element.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like gonna be, the first, not CW, I almost said CW. This is gonna be the first DC show that has like a horror element of it, based on a comic
and
book.
doesn't feel like a CW show.
And and it doesn't feel like a big happy-go-lucky, the heroes win type
Yeah.
of thing. I'm cool
Well,
with all of that.
And Swamp Thing, in many ways, and they had like you said, the anti-hero factor.
Yes,
And
yes.
Swamp Thing it looked like, and I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the first episode, but it's also bittersweet, because if I really enjoy the episode, well, fuck you, DC, I can't see the rest of it. I can't see the rest of it. And I don't know what the reasons. Like I said, there's rumors, production, North Carolina's new tax laws on filming and shooting, the creative differences. There's been a whole bunch of rumors. But there was one calling card early on before when Swamp Thing was in production and in filming. Not a lot of people know this. DC actually cut the episodes from 13 to 10 while they were shooting Swamp Thing. So this has been, I'm not going to say that was like the foreshadowing, but there was something up in the DC TV department while this show was going on.
Put some 2 and 2 together.
But I think it's a big mistake from DC because, Titans and Doom Patrol, we have people in the chat that love Doom Patrol, but I know people that don't love Doom Patrol. Me, I refuse. I refuse because I feel so strongly about Grant Morrison's comic that I'm not... Because AT&T has their hands in WB. That is also a thing going on. Timing?
You know what I mean? Like, if I don't know, as far as like, oh well, they're gonna pass all these laws. Like, you gotta look at politics. You gotta look at so many things whenever it comes to, are we gonna bring a show here? If they had brought their show to Georgia, I don't know.
I think
maybe.
Jeez. Well, sweetie. Misty dropping it today. But that is something we should cover next week. Disney Disney punishing Georgia. I want not say punishing, but they are responding to Georgia's politics.
I mean,
I don't want to bring up the specific politics, but that is an issue in the nerd world. I think Dead World might be right on the AT&T thing.
Yeah.
Because AT&T is my phone provider, and I'm currently upset with them right now, so I'm just going to go with Dead World on it. But no, because North Carolina laws, like you said, they could move it. If it's a creative issue, I feel like you could fix that in Season 2. Production issue, that just seems like a cop-out to me, because if you look at the trailer of Swamp Thing, and if you watch the first, it's really, like somebody just said, the CGI was great. So I'm starting to believe the AT&T thing and the whole sponsorship and the corporate and money. If they are spending too much money, but like if you're getting a good response, if you're finally getting like a universally, when this is like the Wonder Woman of your TV shows, I think that's a correct comparison.
But
just
maybe
canceling it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Just,
maybe they're gonna regroup. Maybe they regroup. I don't know.
Here's the and go ahead.
But look at it this way. Like, enough people complaining about something, it might actually get something done, like Sonic the Hedgehog, going back to the drawing board.
And for me, I think, and I've said this before, they shouldn't go and change Sonic. They made their bed, they're lying in it, and then we should be allowed to yell at them while they're lying in it, all sad, telling them that Sonic looks terrible.
But they want to cash in on all that. They want people to go see the movie.
We would have gone and saw the movie anyway. If anything, to make Sonic the Hedgehog jokes, and again, Jim Carrey as Robotnik. I would have saw. I don't care how Sonic looks. Who the fuck is Sonic?
But do you think that the DC streaming service, like the lack of memberships, do you think that has anything to do with Swamp Thing?
Here's the thing.
Being canceled?
Puns, I want that on a shirt. Marvel owns Georgia. I don't know. I just want that on a shirt. And I think we should call DC Georgia now, because Marvel is totally owning DC. So DC Universe, this wasn't going to get me to get DC Universe.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm definitely not getting DC Universe now, because now when they're going to take something good and then just cancel it after a week, I can't get behind that. Yeah. Marvel, if they are if all these shows promised at launch are actually out, I'm getting Disney Plus. Because you got, I mean, seriously, you got Vision and Scarlet Witch show. You got a Loki show. I could just say a Loki show, and then that's the selling
But
point.
I'm not gonna go and watch all of those shows.
Oh, I totally
just-
am.
I'm not gonna go and watch all of those shows just so that, because that's gonna be in the MCU now. I'm not gonna go watch all of those shows just so that I can make
Catch up with the MCU?
make sense of the next movie.
But
I'm not gonna do that.
hold on, at the same time, not to contradict you in any way or argue with you, because you are my sweetie, and I don't want to be kicked out. You wanted Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage
I
in the
did,
MCU. You
but-
wanted that.
But
to-
I was already like watching the shows, and I already liked the shows.
Fair enough.
But I'm not gonna like change. I feel like this makes people change their behavior. It's gonna make me change my behavior.
Yeah.
What if I don't want to get Disney Plus? What if I don't want to watch all those
That's
shows?
true. There are people that won't get Disney Plus, go to these Marvel Cinematic movies, and I'm sure feel kind of left out. Misty, is your movie at Oak Cliff Film Fest?
No.
We do have an update on this World
There
Won't
is
Break.
a local screening coming up.
There is a local screening coming up. Go ahead.
June 22nd. Puns also worked on it.
Puns is in it. You
Yeah,
can see
he worked
Puns
on
in
it,
it. He's in
and
this
he's
big
in it.
Texas shirt. You look like you
Yeah.
don't look like Puns. He doesn't. He looks like a character. Puns, did you ever name your character? Like sometimes when I was an extra and shit, I always like named my character, gave my character a backstory. I don't know why I was always like a male prostitute. I just liked doing that, and it was really inappropriate for the movie Band Slam. But and if anyone knows what Band Slam is, you will find that funny too. YouTube Band Slam.
Band Slam?
Band Slam. One of the worst decisions.
So,
$75 a day. I liked alcohol. Let's do it.
Puns, did you name your character? I can't remember.
His name was
Anthony. I thought we called him like Billy Bob or something like that.
Air High Five.
His name with Anthony. I thought he had like a weird name. I thought
I
it was like
loved
Billy
it.
Bob. So
Honest-
I don't know. Cause
honestly.
he wore the he has a Texas flag shirt.
Well, honestly, guys, on This World Won't Break, when it is, because I know a lot of you don't live in the DFW area, when we are able to, Nerd Alert Movie Night. Boom! I just thought of the name of it. Anyway. Oh, yeah, he had a weird B name.
I thought it was like Billy Bob or something. But anyway, I just like, so Puns was skating in the background. There's a scene where we shoot at a roller rink, so I got to like crew on the movie and skate in the background like literally all day. It was so much fun. Anyway, I'm digressing. It was so much fun.
And,
I'm in there somewhere if you really look for me.
When is that local filming? When and where?
The local Dallas screening is Saturday, June 22nd in Dallas at Texas Theater. So like
Where Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
all of that, like the link, the Facebook event is on my timeline. We should probably share it on Nerd Alert. We have all this stuff we need. What else we're gonna share on Nerd Alert?
What?
We're gonna share something else on our Facebook page.
Oh, the Weezer
Okay.
sketch from Saturday
Okay.
Night Live.
Let me
And
go
she's
get a
leaving.
sticky
She's
note.
finally left me, guys.
Let me go get a sticky note.
Honestly, I gave it 2 seasons before Misty just got up, walked out, and left me. So, anyway, guys, she's single now. No.
Weirdo.
All right, let's just go to the next thing, because this one is going to take a while. This is going to take a while. But, guys, we have got a spoiler-free review of all 3 episodes of the new Black Mirror season. I don't think we ever mentioned that I hurt like a motherfucker that day. Dude, she has been skating for so long.
Yeah.
I feel that, Wesley. I really do. Because I couldn't skateboard anymore.
Yeah.
I think the one day I was actually skateboarding, I know it's not like skating, but this one day I went out and skateboarded for 2 hours, and I was just so freaking tired. Anthony Mack, but you know it, bro. You know it. And that's the first episode. The first episode, not my favorite Black Mirror episode, but it had an element that I really missed in
Oh
Black
my
Mirror,
gosh, yes.
which was making you uncomfortable as hell. It did. And we can't
Yeah.
get into it. We can't get into it.
Well, let's get. What are some other examples of other Black Mirror episodes that made you feel uncomfortable as hell? The entire history of you.
That's one, and that's
Yeah.
just my personal history of being cheated on and all that. And I think anybody that's been cheated on can watch that episode, be totally uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
at the same time feel totally like not alone. But it is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The very first episode, when the prime minister has to have sex with the pig,
Oh yes.
that is extremely uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
Because it gives you a look at the political world, not just over in England. Not that they actually go to those measures,
Yeah.
but just
But
a
it's,
show that makes me sit down and goes, come on, fuck the pig.
it's just the fact that social media, everyone was weighing in on social media. The social media aspect of it. If we upvote this enough times on social media, the prime minister is gonna pork a
The
pig.
dangers of, it was an uncomfortable look at the dangers of social media.
It was a
Yeah.
how uncomfortable look of how social media could be used as a weapon. Now, with this specific episode, the first thing I did when we finished watching
Yeah.
was I went to Facebook because I wanted to see what fellow men thought about the episode. This angered a lot of men.
Really?
Okay, it did. Because Black Mirror's met the message behind it. And I'm not going to tell you the uncomfortable part about it. I'm just going to tell you the message. The message is about not only how toxic masculinity affects women, but also men. And it does it in the most uncomfortable way. And then I would say, how you depict the ending makes you realize something about yourself, how you find the ending. I'm not going to tell you the ending, but that is the episode. Toxic masculinity and how it's presented and how it's bad for both women and men. And this is a very, the fact that they have actors that we all see in, like, Marvel movies now, it just puts a different perspective. But it touches on every type of dude. So we have these two. You can see they're very macho, they're very muscular, but they're gamers. So it also talks to the gamer dude, and then women, same thing. Women that are like you, very open-minded and supportive, but how toxic masculinity can ruin that. Very brilliant episode. Not one of my favorites. Because I think what made it uncomfortable, I think there was just like a little too much of it. Like 40 minutes into the hour episode, it was like, okay, we get it, move on from it. But that's Black Mirror. That's Charlie Brooker, the writer for you. He just puts it in your face and rubs it. Just rubs it. What did you think? What did you think overall? Ralphie, we know what you... Yeah. Overall about the episode.
I enjoyed it. It did make me feel uncomfortable. I was actually curious. I was really curious. I was like, well, just the ramification, not the ramifications, just, is it this or is it that? The entire time. And I can't, and this is spoiler free, so is it this or is it that? Is what I was curious.
It's
I was
a little
very
bit of
curious.
this and a little bit of that.
So...
None of the new Twilight Zone series episodes have lived up to anything that Black Mirror is doing.
Wow, that's a big statement.
She hasn't seen the new Twilight Zone episodes because we're not getting CBS All Access. Yes, we're not getting CBS All Access. That's what happens when you take our show off YouTube.
I am only watching. I'm still getting through. I'm trying to get through all of the classic ones right now.
And they're pretty much ahead of their time in the old school Twilight Zones.
I love the old school. I don't know. We'll see if I eventually see the reboot.
I will say about this Black Mirror season, after Bandersnatch, I did not have high hopes. Because Bandersnatch was more of an advertisement on the choose your own ending, this cool little... And the episode of Bandersnatch didn't have a message. It didn't make me uncomfortable, But this season... So this episode, we'll rank them after we analyze all of them. But this was my least favorite. And
Agreed.
I don't say that like it's bad. It's just the next two
There's
episodes.
3. Well, I think that this season the edginess has been brought back to it. Okay?
Yes.
Not as much as other seasons. Well, okay, I would have to go episode by episode, so let's not do that. But in general, the edginess has come back compared to Bandersnatch. I was just fell asleep watching Bandersnatch.
And then the next episode in the 3-episode season,
Yeah.
Smithereens. Now, she was excited about where does Topher Grace fit into
Yeah,
this.
I love Topher Grace.
I was excited because Andrew Scott.
I'd never seen him in any. This is the first time I've seen him in anything.
Andrew Scott is probably one of the most underrated actors going right now. If you don't know who he is, go check out Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock, and this man is Jim Moriarty. Down to the T. There's no debate. He is the most excellent portrayal of Jim Moriarty. It's my opinion, but it should be fact. Not because it's my opinion, but because it's true. And you don't see him in many things because he lives in the UK actor. If he has come over here to America, I haven't seen him in
I don't
anything.
know.
But he really carries this episode because he's such a good actor. And this episode kind of makes you uncomfortable as well, but not in the way the first one does.
Yeah.
This episode makes you uncomfortable in the way of just you can do what you can try to change the world, however positively or negatively. You can try to change the world. You can try to make a point, but we're all just gonna move on after it's all over.
Yeah. Oh my.
That's
just
the basics of
watch,
this episode.
It's a good watch.
It's intense. It's very like you can relate to it to today with it's just the craziness that
Yeah.
goes on in the world with violence and what have you. Topher Grace was in that fucking Ice Falling Jesus movie that came out of this year, and I could never take him seriously again.
What?
I don't know. You could have mentioned like Spider-Man 3, and I probably would have agreed with you. I haven't seen the Falling Jesus movie, but I'm interested.
Wasn't he actually in a Death, Love, and Robots or whatever? That Netflix
Yeah, he
anthology,
was.
Love, Death, and Robots. He was in an episode of that.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, cool, because I had like just a few weeks ago, maybe a few weeks ago, I was reading an article about how, I don't know if this is true or not, but like his career just kind of tanked. And so like I love him. I think he's fantastic. I mean, lovable face, all kind of stuff. Anyway, so I was happy to see Topher Grace.
And the character he plays in this episode, it's really not a strong character. You know what I mean?
But the character was fitting.
It was fitting
for
and
him.
and you liked the character.
Yeah.
Like it was like, okay, here's a cool guy. Like you gotta watch the episode,
This reminds me of a book that I read called The Circle by David Eggers.
Ooh.
There's just little pieces of it that reminded me of the Circle.
My lady reads books. I do not. But this was my favorite episode in the season. This was my favorite. This is number 1 because it really display. I mean, you like. I think you like it for a different reason. My only reason.
Oh.
Because it showcases the great acting of Andrew Scott, and I love over anything when one of the people like I love as an actor gets to just freaking get out of there and make you feel like it's real. I guess that's why I like wrestling and why I follow like wrestlers. When the actor makes it real for me, that's what I love it. So when he's Jim Moriarty in Sherlock, I actually feel he's Jim Moriarty. In this episode, I actually feel like that. Why did you like this episode so much?
The message.
The message.
The message. And to me, it said several things to me. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's just what I don't want to give it. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah,
I mean, basically, like, something can happen and it can be social media fodder. News, for example. You know what I mean? They're like the shootings.
What goes on
that
in
have been
today's
happening?
world?
You know what I mean? Like people dying. This shooting happened, and you read it on social media. It gets posted on social media, and then what do? You go about your day.
Yeah, the
Most
news
people do.
content. The
And
news being
it's-
content
yes,
instead of
everything
news.
is content, basically.
This is
And
content.
to be consumed. It's to be consumed and then forgotten about or pooped out or something.
And a terrific message. And again,
But
presented
just-
to make you feel uncomfortable.
Just to me, there are several ideas that are presented in this episode, and whenever I was just like, oh my gosh, like social media has so much power.
Yeah.
You know, like you could find out, like just Google yourself, or
Oh,
you know,
I'm never.
you can find so much information on a person just on their social media. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? You know?
And that's what I love about Charlie Brooker is like
Uh,
he makes these points and then he shows you and
Yeah.
then you don't even think about it until he puts it in front of
Yeah.
you in Black Mirror. And that is one thing I missed about Black Mirror. I feel like
Mhm.
the past 2 seasons, San Junipero, and I know that's everybody's favorite, but like as a guy who would torrent Black Mirror episodes before it hit Netflix, I didn't like happy endings. And I know San Junipero has a happy ending. It was the first Black Mirror
it was
episode
a departure.
with a Black Mirror. But like I missed, it seems like in those seasons it wasn't about the message, it was about the twists. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
the twist there was more emphasis on twist than there was messages. Now they've gone back to the 3-episode format. Now every episode's gonna make you uncomfortable, and the message
Yeah.
hits you like
Yeah.
a punch. And that's what I missed about Black Mirror. That Prime Minister episode, White Bear, all these episodes that just
Yeah.
like bam, just hit you, and you're just like, whoa! I found out something about me as a person just by watching this. It missed that element, and that takes us to the final episode, probably the most critically like, you know, people found out about it,
Yeah.
and then everybody had an opinion before the episode came out because Miley Cyrus is a big
Yeah.
part of this episode. She is one of the main parts of this episode. But you like I've always had respect for Miley Cyrus. Maybe not a big fan of her music. I mean, guilty pleasure. I do dance to Won't Stop every now and then, or Don't Stop,
Oh.
whatever. I do
I
dance to
didn't
that.
even know.
And we can't stop. I love that song.
I don't even know that. I don't even know.
It's good. It's a good song if you love Molly.
I'm familiar with the Wrecking Ball video, but the like the demon version.
I like. There's a version of a Wrecking Ball where she's just literally crying while she sings the song. No, like real tears and everything. Like it's a slow
Are you
build
talking
up.
about the end? At the end, she's
No,
crying a real
she,
tear.
No. She has an alternate version of the music video where it's just deadpan into the camera, and
Yeah.
as she's singing, just like it builds up to the tears.
Yeah.
So she's crying on cue, and showing real emotion, and
Yeah.
that's when I started going, hey, and plus everything she does on Saturday Night Live, making fun of herself. She's a
Yeah.
good sport.
That was what kind of sold me, and was able that seeing her on Saturday Night Live enabled me to be open minded and be like, okay, let's watch this, because like, you know, cynical Misty, you know, had I not seen it, I'd be like, oh no, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know? But I like the fact that she doesn't take herself too seriously, and we kind of talked about how some, you know, she probably brought some real life experiences to this episode.
And that's the thing about this episode. When you watch it, and if you're familiar with Miley Cyrus's story for the past couple years, where she originated, what's happened to her, you can see why she agreed to do this episode. So this makes you uncomfortable and sends you the message of just how brutal the entertainment industry is, and just how much influence pop stars have
Yeah,
on our
but
youth.
it's all about the
And
all
it's-
about the money in these type of businesses, you know.
Yeah, and there's not really another big actor to this episode. Miley
No.
Cyrus carries this episode. Miley Cyrus plays several different roles in this episode, not as characters, but she's one she's a victim, and the other she's the comic relief, and she does an amazing job
She does.
as the comic relief. She shows she's got some acting ability to her. I mean, it's been there, Hannah Montana and everything, but it's just like, wow, she's been going to classes or something. I don't know, because anytime, like when it was asked for her to be dramatic, boom, she nailed dramatic. And then when she's the comedy, she plays the voice of her own robot. And she's funny and then when she shows up as the live person in real life and she has to be funny, she does a great job.
I think you know, when I was a teenager, I was an aspiring musician, and I would write and sing and everything. I think that, you know, it's kind of a given. If you want your music to have any value, you got to put emotion through it. So I think it's just kind of like the channeling of emotions for different purposes. So I think that, like, so music and acting, you know, feasible.
Yeah.
You know, could feasibly, like, you know, one could be a bridge to the other.
But one thing I like, this is what I love it when this happens. When something like this comes out and we find out who's in it, and public opinion is like, her music's terrible or something, and we don't have faith in someone, or we don't have faith in something because someone we don't like is in it, what I love is when that person nails it.
Yeah.
And Miley Cyrus nails this episode. It's my second favorite, only because Andrew Scott's in Smithereens, and I love Andrew Scott more than Miley Cyrus. But this is my second favorite. Doesn't play like a Black Mirror episode.
No,
it doesn't
not really.
feel. And
it's not as, it's dark, but it's not as dark. And I think, well, that's kind of where the genius lies. Like, it's this bright bubblegum world for her at first. And then it morphs into something else, but it's still not what it seems to be.
And if music nerds, every piece of music, whether it's the melody or a lyric, it's all Nine Inch Nails covers.
Yeah.
Every song in this episode is a Nine Inch Nails song, so you can't get pissed.
in
some degree, for sure.
form.
Now, not gonna give away the song, not gonna explain the plot, but at the end is actually a full cover of a Nine Inch Nails song done by Miley Cyrus, and it's actually fantastic. I thought it was
not too
dope.
bad.
Okay, well, the
I mean,
music connoisseur over here, the '90s girl, sipping her tea with the pig. Well, I thought it was fine, but no, it's a great episode. It has a happy ending, I want to say.
yeah.
I don't know. You can
Yeah.
interpret it the way you want to. That's the great thing. But it plays differently, which is why I think it was the last episode of this season, because the last episode of every Black Mirror season is supposed to play differently. It's supposed to feel like a movie. We can go all the way back to, well, not all the way back, but we can go to that museum episode with the girl from Black Panther. That played like a movie. That played differently.
Season 4.
Yes. Well, yeah, you are absolutely
Welcome
right.
to the Black Museum.
That was it.
Yep.
That was it.
That was a fantastic episode.
So, if you have seen it, if you have seen this season, that was a great episode. It was. If you have seen, and what's her name? Like, got a Golden Globe nomination, not for Black Panther, but for that episode.
Oh, jeez, I don't even know her name.
Can't remember her name.
She was
'cause
awesome in it, though.
We're terrible nerds. But if you have seen the Black Mirror season, leave some comments. Tell us what you thought.
Ralphie enjoyed it.
Ralphie liked it too.
He
No.
enjoyed it.
He sees another dog outside and he wants to go outside.
Okay.
So if you haven't seen the new season of Black Mirror, or you haven't seen Black Mirror at all, sit down, get uncomfortable, and enjoy. This was a great season. This was a good one. The best. One of the best.
God, I can't really say as a whole I have a favorite season. I have favorite episodes. I think we talked about this a few Nerd Alert episodes ago.
Yeah, with Black Mirror, you just kind of take your episodes and you line them up on how you like them and exterminate with the Ralphie emotes. I wish that's what Ralphie looked like right now. Instead, I see another dog. I want to have sex with it. That's Ralphie. But that concludes the Black Mirror review. Go check it out. The new season. I don't know when the next season starts, but because it's a 3-episode format, we might get a new Black Mirror episode sooner rather than later, since they're back to the old format. Fingers crossed. You know what I hope we get?
What?
I hope we get the annual Christmas specials back. Oh, I missed the annual. I missed that when they started it with John Hamm, and then they were supposed to be. They were supposed to be coming out with more Christmas episodes after every season, but then they had a disagreement with Channel 4, hence why Netflix got Black Mirror. So ever since Netflix got Black Mirror, that whole Christmas special plan that they actually got from Doctor Who, that was what their take from it was.
Yeah.
I hope that comes back. So like every Christmas on Netflix, we get a Black Mirror episode. I'm hoping, praying. But this season was pretty good. I believe that there is at least 1, 2, maybe. I think anybody can take an episode from this season and put it in their
Yeah.
top 5, top 10.
Yeah.
Smithereens definitely going in my top 10. This one, yeah, probably top 10 too. It's not one of my one of my favorites,
Yeah.
but it was good. I enjoyed the shit out of this episode. With the 9 Inch Nails, not a huge 9 Inch Nails fan, but I enjoyed why they did that music, why they put that music in there, because it really fits with what's going on in the episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is Black Mirror. I hope there's a Christmas episode.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Now,
Yeah.
have you been watching, guys? Did you guys
Yeah.
watch?
How far has everyone gotten?
We're trying to, because depending, I feel like we could do like a spoiler-free review on this.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking fantastic. No sad trombone, or none of that.
Oh my gosh.
Misty,
Great show.
your only
Great show.
Misty, just go with your only criticism.
My only criticism of Good Omens is that, and I think there will be more seasons. I'm crossing my fingers. My only criticism is that I wanted more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wanted more of the friendship between the two. I wanted, more like crazy stuff that they do. I wanted more of like the kids. You kind of learn a background on one of the kids.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
mom took a women's studies course. Blah 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 blah. What?
No. I was just
What do you do?
remembering
Oh,
that
okay.
part. I was
No, it was funny because there are little asides, and like most of the asides, like it kind of comes full circle, and like you're like, oh, okay, that aside told me this about this character,
Yeah.
So there's those little things, kind of like come full circle. I enjoyed that. It was funny. There was a good, there was a little bit of drama in it. A little bit of drama, a little bit of comedy.
I mean,
which
the
is,
Antichrist.
I think, a winning formula.
The Antichrist is involved. There's got to be some drama.
Yeah.
So I, you know what? Same criticism. Wish it
Yeah.
could have been longer.
Yeah.
But 6 episodes.
Because there are a lot of characters, and there's a lot going on.
Not just a lot of characters, a lot of
But-
good characters.
Oh yes.
You
oh,
fall
yes.
in love with everybody.
Come
Even
on,
the-
just the depictions. The depictions.
The depictions of hell, the depictions of heaven,
The depictions of the four
the depictions of the four horsemen.
Apocalypse.
John Hamm as the angel
come
Gabriel.
On. He was awesome.
Benedict Cumberbatch is Satan. No,
Ah.
no, that's not a public opinion. It's just that's who Benedict Cumberbatch plays.
But in what's her name is the voice of God, which I love.
Oh God,
Frances McDormand.
There we go. I say her name all the time.
I love Frances McDormand.
It's a really good show. They've been doing that half seasons, then adds more later. Been doing half seasons, then Emma. I hope so.
Because Neil Gaiman took all the scripts directly from the book.
Yeah.
I think what he did was he put markers several pages through the book, so halfway through is season 1 or something like that. You know what I mean? The middle of the book was where season 1 ends. I was reading an article about that.
Yeah.
So anyway, he directly took it from the book.
But if you miss David Tennant in Doctor Who as the funny, quippy character that he was on Doctor Who, this show is for you because he plays a demon with all those characteristics, and it's just good to see David Tennant in
Yeah.
that role. Because I watched Broadchurch, and don't get me wrong, I love Broadchurch, not the Fox version.
Yeah.
I love Broadchurch, but it's very traumatic, and you want to talk about uncomfortable.
I never finished Broadchurch, remember?
So Broadchurch is pretty much a small village in the UK, and no crime happens, and then a kid is murdered and put on the beach, and then the current Doctor Who is the mom of the kid. Oh my God!
She's awesome. She was actually also in a Black Mirror episode.
Yes, she was.
Anyway.
She's in the entire history of you. Oh my gosh! But anyway, check out Broadchurch. But this was David Tennant being a character that we love seeing David Tennant play.
Yeah.
And he's really good. I hope he was my favorite Doctor, Why is that even a question?
Maybe he meant to type an exclamation point.
Yes, maybe that. And if you love that character, watch Good Omens. Amazon Prime,
Oh.
6 episodes. And you know what? It doesn't even matter if we're talking about a nerd alert. If you mentioned in the chat, hey, I watched Good Omens, want to talk about it? Drop everything we
Yeah.
do, because that was a good enough TV show where I will drop everything and talk about it. I hope there's a season 2, or what Dead World says, like a second half of season 1, because it does. It does kind of open it up, and I love that. But as far as what Neil Gaiman said this was going to be the last TV series that he's going to run.
Oh, I love Neil Gaiman. Like,
But maybe that means we get movies. More Neil Gaiman movies?
but the last TV series is gonna show run.
Yeah, his last TV
That
series is
doesn't
going
mean
to
he
show run.
can't write more.
Question mark. WTF. No. I liked it because it was like, he was my favorite doctor. Because you never know who someone's favorite doctor is going to be. Because someone's like, Eccleston. And you're like, what? No. There was like... Anyway, I can get into that whole season of Doctor Who and why that was bad. More like
exclamation point.
8
I was
exclamation
I
points.
was like, I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy. Damn it, if you put it on the prompter, Burgundy will read it. Favorite part, and this will probably be like a spoiler, but screw it. It's like it holds up in us. We don't want to spoil. Let's just give out one thing. Go ahead. Favorite part.
Favorite part?
Yeah.
Dang it. Dang it.
Okay, my favorite part. In the beginning, they do the Adam and Eve thing. All right. Here's my favorite. This is the tiny. It's so tiny. It's just, I love it. In the Adam and Eve part at the beginning of the show, Adam and Eve are black. I love it. And it made people nuts on my Facebook.
Really?
I read Twitter.
Really?
Oh, I mean, you can kind of guess what crowd didn't like the fact that Adam and Eve are black. You can kind of guess in today's political climate in America who was upset by that. I come in the stream and I hear it's tiny. It's so tiny, bro. Please, okay. It's really not that tiny. No, just Good Omens. What I liked about Good Omens.
My favorite thing is that there is
And welcome proper.
There
Love
is
you.
a running joke with the flaming sword.
Yes.
That's
oh
all I'm
my
gonna
God.
say. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, the running joke with the flaming sword was. It almost carried the show. It was so funny.
I mean, I can't tell you how much I love whenever something gets introduced and then it's called back 2 or 3 more times. I love that. It's
Misty
like, oh, they're
says I
paying
should do it
attention.
in my stand-up.
Like- Yeah, it's like, oh, that first time it was really funny. You're gonna recall that? You're gonna bring that back again? Oh, it's even more hilarious this time. You know, it's like the rule of threes in any type of writing. You know,
That's how you
2 to
know
3
she's.
times.
That's
Come
how
on.
you know she's engaged to a comedian because she knows the techniques. The rule of threes.
Screenwriting,
Bait and
screenwriting
switch.
too.
Yeah, screenwriting too. But
But anyway,
only makes me love
that
her
was.
more.
I mean, in the two, come on, the chemistry between
The Michael
Michael
Sheen.
Sheen and there's this other thing, but I can't bring it up because it's too.
Whisper in
No.
my ear. Oh, you know what? I can mute the mic. Go ahead. You all saw that, right? I muted the mic so I could hear, and she still whispered in my ear anyway. Go.
Anyway,
Yep, we can't.
We can't
I
reveal
love
it.
Texas Bunny Killer. Welcome.
Nice.
Glad we got you laughing. But yeah, she can't mention that. That is a good spoiler.
It's a spoiler.
That is all good, and that's a good one. So, Good Omens, Amazon
Oh
Prime.
my gosh. Yeah, it was
Right now.
It was so good that we will
God.
it was so good that we will talk about it whenever.
Yeah, you say, hey, Dan, Misty, I just got done with Good Omens. We could be talking about whatever the next thing DC cancels
Yeah.
on their damn streaming service, and we will stop everything and talk about Good Omens because
Yeah.
it's that good of a show. It really is.
You know what I want to know
What do you want? to know?
is okay, this was a few episodes back. I cannot remember which episode it was, but it was season 2. It was at least 4 episodes back. We started this thing where we'd find a script and I would read it. I was reading the Child's Play thing, kind of like in a Valley Girl voice. I want to do that. Like, I want to get suggestions of what I can read.
So here's what she's talking about. Back in the day when I think we were on another streaming site that was local, it was Misty does a great Valley Girl voice. Do it. Just
Oh
real
my
quick.
god, I'm gonna kill you.
Batch.
That.
So, we came up with, like, we wanted to do a thing where Misty read classic movie scripts in that voice. And you know what? I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it sometime soon.
You know, if you guys have any suggestions on stuff, we can make it a segment. You know?
Yeah, and
I think it would be fun.
if you haven't put a suggestion, if you don't put a suggestion into the chat, don't worry, you can go to our Discord. Hold on, let me type it incorrectly. Go to our Discord, the Red Nebula Pictures Discord, and if you think of your movie, leave it.
Yeah.
We'll look at it. I'll try to get Misty to do every single one of them.
And I'm taking suggestions. I mean, I could even like do different voices, but because I just think it's fun, and I've been told I have a cool voice. Like I should do voiceover work, but I think this will be much more fun and satisfying.
Yeah, because no one will
So-
reject you like me when I tried
I'm
voiceover
not,
work.
you know, I don't know. Anyway,
I thought I could
think
do
it would be fun.
voices, but I can't. Misty, you want to do? You know what? Promote Crowd's Fault. The new episode of Crowd's Fault about service dogs. Do your Valley Girl voice with you have a service dog, and then name a stupid reason to have like a fake service dog. By the way, listen to a new episode of Crowd's Fault, and you'll know what we're doing.
oh my god, you guys! So there's a new episode of Crowd's Fault dropping on YouTube totes today. So I think what we should do is we should talk about reasons why you should have a service dog and why service dogs are totally cool. Because I can literally go to the grocery store with my dog in my purse and be like, hey Fluffy, what kind of dog food do you want today? And I don't have to guess. I'm not a mind reader. Okay.
Take a bow. Misty Fields, ladies and gentlemen. Misty Fields.
That was fun.
That was fun. And last piece of things today, because we're approaching 6, I gotta hop in the shower. Got a show at House of Blues tonight. Anybody living here in DFW, you can catch me at the House of Blues tonight. Misty will also be there watching her man bomb. House of Blues tonight, 9 p.m. I'm doing 2 sets on the Kiki Maroon variety show. Literally, huh? Yes. So, E3
Oh.
starting pretty soon, guys. And before E3, like every year before E3 starts, companies drop trailers. I dropped my pants over a new trailer. I did. I dropped my pants and just Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with all over my apartment. Any guest passes? Oh, it is not my show, so I do not have guest passes. I'm sorry. If it was my own show, I would bring guest passes, but this is like, this show that I'm on at House of Blues, it's pretty,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say expensive, but tickets are $15 and VIP is $30. So now I gotta like, actually bring like a show, like I actually gotta care. Please tell me it's the trailer your pants dropped off of.
The
No.
Final Fantasy VII.
No, seriously. When they come out with the Final Fantasy VII news, I will drop trow. But this one, you know what, guys? Let's just look at the trailer. Y'all know what it is when it starts. Let's just look at it and analyze it and get all hyped about it, guys. Maybe I should just mention it really quickly and then go to it, or just you know what? Let's just go to it, guys. Here is a pre-E3 trailer that dropped before E3. Here we go.
Dang.
Sword Legendary, please, thank you. I'm the same way. I'm getting sword. They can't see it. My pants are off right now. The direct is in the stream share channel on the Discord. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I thought you were talking to me about a Discord program that I didn't know. But it's in the stream sharing. We'll watch it when I get back from House of Blues. Sword and Shield.
Nice.
November 15th. I was expecting like a 2020, maybe a January. Maybe I was expecting actually maybe even Christmas. Wow, looks as open world as Breath of the Wild. The new Pokemon look cool. Well, the Sword and Shield legendaries kind of look. I mean, I think they could have done a little bit better job, but it's gonna be. It looks like a step up from Pokemon Pikachu and Pokemon Eevee. The last console games on the Switch. They're taking it, improving it. Open world. 80-foot tall Raichus. What? 80-foot tall Pokemon fighting. And you could have just shown me that, and I'm good. I am good to buy it. But that's just one trailer that dropped before E3. Nintendo just got antsy, I guess, and put it out there. There's also Google. Google released information about its console Stadia. Don't know if I'm going to get it yet. Sounds a lot like what the Sega Channel was back in the day. If anybody remembers the Sega Channel, totally ahead of its time back in the 90s. But that's pretty much their console. It's going to be like a console with a streaming service or something that I was reading about that. Exterminate Woe, indeed. But yeah, that's Pokemon Sword and Shield, and you know it. You know that's going to be a day one release stream right here on Red Nebula Pictures. Of course, we're going to play it for like 8 or 9 hours. Eevee and Pikachu was a remake of Blue and Red. It was. But honestly, same time, very, very fun game. Eevee and Pikachu. This is just like, hey, here's more gameplay. Here's more mechanics. Here, we're doing open world. You don't have to follow a trail anymore. It's not that Pikachu and Eevee were disappointing. They were great games. But this looks like a massive, like, overhaul improvement. Plus, there's, if anybody doesn't know, there's Pokemon Home and Pokemon Sleep. And Pokemon Home will pretty much be the Pokemon bank for us Pokemon trainers. Did I just call us that? Sure, let's go with that. We're all Pokemon trainers at heart, but it's in a literal bank that you can take from Pokemon Go, Pokemon Let's Go, Pokemon friggin' anything on the 3DS, anything on the Switch, and put it all in one place, and then interchange them, and then there's Pokemon Sleep. Look at this face. Look at this face. I thought since she saw Detective Pikachu, she would be into it. She's just like, give me another live-action movie.
Like,
I could care less about this.
I don't play the games.
You should, because they are fun. But at the same time, Pokemon Sleep, where you can catch Pokemon, level up Pokemon just by sleeping. So where Pokemon Go helps you exercise and get the walk in, Pokemon Sleep will help you with your sleeping schedule. Nintendo and just everybody over at the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, man, they are just over the last couple years, how they've still kept Pokemon. I mean, we're on like almost over 20 years now, Pokemon's existence, how they've been able to not only capitalize on what they've created, but keep it relevant and keep even like adults still excited about these games. It's amazing. Watch Detective today, man. Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, it was good.
Our friend Mighty Vicious said it best. It was better than it was supposed to be. Still waiting for Pokemon Sleep to Still waiting for Pokemon Sleep
to hit the polls.
To hit the polls? Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't really care much for Sleep, as we can tell from my Insomniac streams. But, I mean, if it does, like, I'm gonna have to see what it does. If it helps my Pokemon Go Pokemon, then I'm definitely gonna get it. You know, if I don't have to walk 10 kilometers to get candies, I can just sleep instead. Oh, jeez, I sleep, you know.
I don't understand.
I'm talking to the fellow Pokemon trainers. It's so ironic. Her name's Misty, and she's not into Pokemon. God.
I mean, I don't play the games.
I know.
Sorry.
I know. She's in the live action.
I've watched the movies, but I don't play the
Sleep
games.
10 kilometers. You know, no. I could do that. I could sleep 10 kilometers. But you know what I mean. Instead of walking 10 kilometers, just sleep instead. If I said sleep 10 kilometers, I've done that in a car. Ha! So it makes sense. But We had an hour and 17-minute show
Yeah.
today. You want to hit the locals with the This World Won't Break promo one more time?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So a film that I worked on, local Dallas indie film. It's gotten a lot of great reviews. It's literally gotten. It's been called like the essential Dallas music movie now. Actually. Anyway, the film is screening on June 22nd at Texas Theater. That's Saturday, June 22nd at
Saturday.
Texas Theater.
Featuring one of our own good friends, Puns for All. He is also in it, wearing a big old Texas shirt. Plays Anthony. Totally 100% not a Star is Born. Not a Star is Born at all. Which, by the way, Bradley Cooper and his wife split up.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I was the only reason why I wanted to read about that. I read this article about it because I want to know if him and Lady Gaga got together.
And that's
but,
women.
I'm just curious because of watching what the Grammys or the whatever
I don't know what it was.
the Academy Awards.
Every award shows
But
the same.
anyway, I'm in This World Won't Break in the background. I skate around.
What was your character's name?
I didn't have a name.
Oh.
I never named my character.
Wrote an article about MK11 and mental health and accessibility for disabled people in Stream Share channel.
Oh, nice.
Righteous. Good on
Nice.
you, man. Good on you. Getting some Gaga
Gaga.
hoo-ha. Which, if they are good for them, I guess. I don't know. I have no opinion one way or another.
I don't want to like ramble or anything, but when we started watching, American Horror Story. We got to season 4, Hotel. No, I'm sorry, season 5.
Is
Season
it? I
5?
think it's 4. I think it's 4,
3
and then
was-
5 is the next Lady Gaga
Okay.
season.
Season 4, I guess,
Maybe
was
5.
Hotel. It was Hotel. And I just did not like Lady Gaga in that role. I
Well,
did not.
But it
stopped
took us.
watching it.
We stopped watching it, and apparently it's the next season where everybody loved Lady Gaga because
Season-
it was the one in the village or some shit. I don't know.
Salem?
Yeah, maybe
Are
the
you
next one's
serious?
Salem.
We're gonna have to look that up.
She ain't an actress, but apparently in that Salem season, she's pretty good, and that's when everybody liked her being in the show. That's from what I read on Reddit and the internet and various things.
We never freaking finished.
I have
Salem.
I do not care if we finish it at all because it scares the shit out of me.
I love scary things.
This girl sat me through 20 seasons of SVU, and now I just know everything there is to know about SVU. Not really even into SVU. She made a song with this dude, which was kind of movie-esque, right? The love song. Yeah, Bradley Cooper. Yeah. And they sang it at an award show, and people went, "Have they fucked?"
Yeah, because they're actors.
Because they were so in with each other
kid
while performing. Like
in
it.
sync.
Honestly, when I saw it, I was like, I'm pretty sure they fucked. I'm just saying, but
I don't know.
I don't like speculating, but I do. But anyway,
I was
we're hitting we're almost at like 6:10, 6:15. We've at the hour and 20 mark. I think this is a good time to call it. We usually like to do a lot more, do it like 2 hours, but again, gotta go perform at the House of Blues. I have a call time at 7 o'clock for a run through. The show starts at 9, but I actually appreciate how professional this is. And God, I do love run-throughs because I go check one, syphilis into the mic, always kills. But that's tonight. Tonight, House of Blues, one of the main rooms. I'm kind of nervous because this was a check mark on my bucket list of performing in Dallas doing comedy. I've always wanted to perform at the House of Blues. Gotta shout out a couple thank yous to Cloud, a couple thank yous to I'm Mighty Vicious. And a couple of the viewers, Exterminate as well, hasn't been the best week for me mental health wise, and people in my personal life that aren't on Twitch, this lady included, in my personal life, and a lot of the Twitch viewers have helped me fight through this. I guess that's the correct terminology, and I just wanted to personally thank everybody. Not only for tuning in today's show, but like I think yesterday wasn't in the best of moods, streamed with Cloud, and some of y'all came in and just messages and Discord messages, Facebook messages, all that, just seeing how I am, I thank you guys so very much, because in those moments a person does feel worthless and a person does feel alone. And you guys remind me how, like, not alone I am. And it's not just people that live in Dallas, but, like, all you guys, all over the world. All in Cloud and Rill. You know, all the way in the UK. And Mighty, I think he lives in, like, West Virginia? Maybe. But, Puns, yeah, I saw your Facebook post a second ago. Hope you're alright, man. I am doing fine. I am doing great. You both have a good night. Keep your head up. Oh, and I will. And, yeah, you guys mean a lot to me, and I'm sure Misty feels the same as well. She appreciates it, because she can't be around me 24/7 just to make sure I'm okay, and it makes her worry. But with you guys in my life, and in our lives, we feel very good, and, you know, outlook is up, and I just wanted to thank you guys. We out here, exactly. We out here. All these Americans feel so lost here in Holland. That's right, proper in Holland, you know? I will follow you around 24/7. As long as you dress up as Anthony. With that Texas shirt, I am so... Did he get to keep the Texas shirt?
I don't know.
Oh, I hope you did.
Probably not.
But, guys, and we don't do this too often, but remember, we have donations, there's bits. If you haven't sub. We have a couple projects in store that we really want to do, but we need equipment upgrades, we need all this stuff, and we're going to have to spend some money. So if you could throw out anything, you don't have to do it on stream, you can do it off stream, you can do it whenever, but we really like to get, I got Adventures of Admiral Bang Bang, an original comedy, we got so much. Misty wants to come out with original stuff, and not just like this little format, but more. We want to do more for you guys.
More videos.
Yeah.
Which means getting more lights.
Getting more lights.
We really don't have any lights.
I'm gonna have to get new recording equipment for sound because
Kit says more.
More. But you're like, by the way, she's really like in deep into the book.
I'm about halfway through the book.
Halfway through the book. I do not read well, so yeah. It takes me a while. But we're loving it, Kit. And thank you for coming in. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Sorry to cut it short. My stand-up's in the way. That stupid little thing I do where I talk about my penis for a couple minutes. But guys, it's fine. Glad you are loving it. We are. And I've told you. There's a quote in there. And that helped me out, too. Thank you, Kit, for your book. Because I read some of your book in my little mental health thing, and there are a couple of quotes in there, that a couple things in that book that really helped me. But anyway, 6:15. I gotta get in the shower. I gotta go perform at the House of Blues. House of Blues. Checklist done. For Nerd Alert, I'm Dan.
I'm Misty.
You guys, always a pleasure. Tune in next week. If you missed most of the show, it's gonna be on the on-demand on Twitch or the on-demand on YouTube. Guys, y'all have been great. Love you so much. You know what? Twitch hearts. Twitch hearts. Everybody, fill that chat up with Twitch hearts right now. I want it Twitch hearts. That's how we're ending Nerd Alert today. On love and positivity, and that looks like balls.
It does.
That is not the... Okay.
Well...
Total fucking fail, Twitch. Total fail. There we go.
That don't make no sense to me.
I don't get it either. Just fill those up with Twitch hearts. Let's raid somebody. Let's take this a step further with the love. Let's take it a step further. Who we gonna raid? I'm gonna raid you guys on someone fun. That's what Ralphie Emote's fine. We can throw him up there too. I guess he's been somewhat good today. You know what? Let me see here. I do owe Jake because Jake raided me the other day. I feel like he did. Yeah, he did. So we're gonna go over to Jake. A Plague Tale Innocence is what he's playing. Never heard of it. Should be interesting. I Love Texas Bunny Killer. Thank you for watching. I didn't know. I thought you'd been here the whole time. I like it. Lurker, watcher, doesn't. Love it. Love the Twitch hearts, guys. We are gonna raid Jake right now. I will not be able to chat with him because I gotta really just hop in the shower. So if somebody in the chat can tell him I love him and that I had to go get ready for a show, that would be great. We're rating him right now. Guys, for Nerd Alert, I'm Dan.
I'm Misty.
See you next week.